In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a puzzle cube and export our different parts as 3MF files so that we can 3D print them. First thing we want to do is we want to make sure that our file is saved. So over by our save, I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to name this puzzle cube. Save. Now, when we create this, we're going to be making one just cube that's a 1/2 inch by a 1/2 inch by a 1/2 inch, and we're going to be creating mirrors. So I'm going to create my sketch, and I'm going to put this on my XY axis. We will create a 2-point rectangle starting from my origin, go up and to the right. And I'm going to enter the dimensions 0.5, 0.5. So our rectangle is a 1/2 inch by a 1/2 inch. Finish that sketch, and we'll extrude this up a 1/2 inch. Now that I've got a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch cube, what I want to do is I want to create a rectangular pattern. On here, we have different things that we can select. Sometimes it'll default to faces, but we want to make sure that the type that we are going to be patterning is going to be our bodies. We are going to select our cube for our objects. And then for our direction, when we select that, we want to start out going on our x-axis. We'll start out patterning on our x-axis, and secondly, we'll pattern on our z-axis, and then finally we'll go on our y-axis right there. So our distance type is going to be an extent. We want to have 3 cubes patterned, and the distance is going to be an inch. So from here to there, far end is just going to move it an inch. So then it's going to be just in one direction. Okay. And now I just have 3 cubes. I'm going to do that again. Rectangular pattern. Make sure that I have my body selected. My objects, I can highlight all 3 of these. In the direction, I'm going to select my z-axis. Have my distance type is going to be an extent. I'm going to make 3 of them, and we are going to have the distance at an inch. And then finally, we'll do that one more time. Pattern, rectangular pattern, highlight all 9 of them. My direction, I may need to orbit around to get to the back side of that. And I'm going to enter a distance inch for that. And now we have a cube of 27 cubes. The next thing I want to do is I am going to combine these, and then I'm going to move them and lay them out. So I'm going to click on combine, and we are going to select a certain amount of the cubes that we want to join together. When we do this, the final product is we want to have at least 5 of these to be able to put them together. And we can have fun making them various shapes or various sizes, and just try to make it fairly complicated for the people who are going to be solving this puzzle. So then what I want to do is I want to make sure that we have a join for our new component, and I press OK. We can see that those lines have disappeared, and now I have a single component right there. What I want to do next is I want to move this out of the way so that we know that those have already been used up. And what I want to do is we've already gone through designing for 3D printing. And if you haven't yet, go back and watch the video of that. But if we were to print this just like that, we would know that we would have to have support right there. So to be able to print this without support, what I want to do is I want to lay this down. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. So now in that position, I don't have to put any support. We can just lay that flat on our print bed and be able to print it in that orientation. There we have one part. Next one, I want to print out or combine those. So I'll go to combine, and I will select those 4 right there. Make sure we have our join. And when we are done with that, I'm going to move it out of the way. And again, I want to lay this one down flat. we'll move it degrees, negative 90 degrees, so that we don't have to worry about using any supports for that. Okay. So next one, put those together. That one turns out this way. Also going, if we want, we can rotate this out of the way so it's easier to get at the other ones. And these ones. This one up, okay? Pull this one out that way. We'll drop this one down. And we can leave it just like that. Slide it to this. Okay. And now I want to, we can probably pull. So what I'm looking for is where we can pull different parts out. What we don't want to do is if I were to have it so that we have these three right here and this one, there's a very, very tiny little edge right there that we're not going to be able to, those two pieces aren't going to be able to mesh together. We always want to have it so that we have a flat surface connecting our different bodies. These ones right there. Okay. Then I'm able to move this one out. And then finally, this piece looks pretty good as it is. Combine all these. And now we'll see if I've got my 5 parts. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I needed at least 5 parts. I have 6. Okay. The last thing that I need to do, oh, I forgot to combine that one. If you forget to combine one, that's all right. We can just hit combine and we'll combine the two. The last thing I want to do is I want to lay this one flat so that I don't need to print with any support. Move, rotate that down to 90 degrees, and the last thing we need to do with this, we have all of our parts made. We just need to export these as 3MFs. So for that, we will go to our utilities tab up on top, and I'm going to click on 3D print. And instead of using an STL, I want to click on 3MF. It's a newer type of file that will bring all of the units and everything along that. So what I want to do then is I'm going to click on one piece. I don't want to send this to a 3D print utility. I just want to save this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit OK. This will bring up, you can put this in downloads, you can put this on a flash drive, and we want to just name these as our name and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So for this one, I'm going to call this Brill 1. And this one, I'll save that as Brill 2. Not as an STL though. I want to save that as a 3MF. You're going to go through the rest of these and save these as your last name and then numbered 1 through how many ever you have. After this, click on the next video and we will go through slicing this in our slicing software.